Hello everyone, thanks for joining us. Before the euphoria settles about the dawn of 2021 and the reality sinks in, it's auspicious time to articulate and take stock of the gains of the oil and gas industry, which are the foundational building blocks for 2021. Gas has been christened the beautiful bride of the industry for some years now, but the most glorious yet and finest period for gas came in 2020, which was declared the Year of Gas. Concerted efforts at the promulgation of this agenda, and in fact, the larger gas master plan recorded unprecedented feats. Let's take you on a journey of these records, project and landmark infrastructure, among very many others. Welcome to the program. My name is Akin Agbejule. This is Oil and Gas Forum.
No panic to buy fuel for black market. NNPC go bring fuel for all motorists.
NNPC say them get fuel jabrata for ground. So therefore, no buy black market, no do panic buying, and no fuel day we go round.
NNPC, we touch your lives in many positive ways.
For decades, Nigeria could not maximally utilize its huge gas resource base, which currently stands at over 202 trillion cubic feet of proven gas reserves and additional 600 trillion cubic feet of unproven gas potentials due to infrastructural deficit. But all that is history now, as the federal government within the last 5 years has enabled the activation of a gas agenda which is not only focused on provision of the much-needed gas infrastructure backbone, but carefully designed to achieve effective gas penetration to stimulate the national economy for higher levels of productivity. In recognition of this, the federal government approved the Gas Master Plan in February 2008, followed by the Gas Policy in 2017. The Gas Master Plan was set up to develop strategies for harnessing these benefits. The Nigeria Gas Policy is a policy instrument that builds on the policy goals of the federal government for the gas sector as presented in 7 Big Wins initiative developed by the Ministry of Petroleum Resources and the National Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, as encapsulated in the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan. To further harness the nation's abundant gas resources, the federal government declared 2020 as the Year of Gas, with the intent of fast-tracking some of the key gas projects that would serve as economic enablers for the country. Minister of State for Petroleum Resources Chief Timipre Silva said that the present administration was focusing on gas development because Nigeria is more of a gas province than an oil country, noting that previous administrations did not pay adequate attention to gas. He therefore declared 2020 as a Year of Gas for Nigeria.
When you say Year of Gas, it's the verge of a revolution. It has the capacity to create thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of jobs.
He said 2020 would mark a significant turning point with the expansion of gas infrastructure backbone that would not only increase gas export but deepen domestic gas utilization. Knowing the importance of pricing to the full development of the nation's gas potentials, Chief Silva set up a committee for the gas sector-wide review of the domestic gas pricing framework headed by the NNPC Chief Operating Officer Gas and Power, Engineer Yusuf Usman. The committee was mandated to come up with appropriate pricing for gas in the country.
A significant element of the federal government's economic development plan is to move Nigeria from being crude oil export-based economy to an attractive oil and gas-based industrial economy.
Speaking at the occasion, the chairman of the committee, Engineer Usman, assured the minister that the committee would come up with an ideal gas pricing framework that would not only attract investment into the sector, but would also enable the country to become the gas hub of Africa.
We want to assure you, Honorable Minister, that we will look at the sector both from the upstream, midstream, downstream, and compare with what is obtainable internationally, that this year 2020 will surely be our gas, and we will be discharging our assignment with this perspective in mind.
Another key step taken by Chief Silva to make his vision of 2020 as a year of gas a reality was the inauguration of the Nigerian Gas Transportation Network Code, NGTNC. The NGTNC was aimed at growing gas infrastructure, expanding gas utilization, curbing gas flare, and providing codes to standardize the gas value chain in line with global best practices. The minister stated that the NGTNC was part of the key reforms instituted by the President Muhammadu Buhari administration to expand domestic gas to power, gas to industry, gas to manufacturing, and mitigate the challenge associated with gas flaring in the country. Chief Silva commended the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) and its midstream subsidiary, the Nigerian Gas Company (NGC), for partnering with the Department of Petroleum Resources (DPR) to meet the 6-month target to achieve the network code go live.
This administration is driving key policy and regulatory initiatives that will enhance gas reserves growth to support domestic and export projects, expand domestic gas supply, and address the perennial challenge of gas flaring with its attendant waste and environmental impact.
In his goodwill message at the NGTNC Go Live ceremony, the Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Malamele Kyari, said the corporation was a major stakeholder in all the available gas delivery infrastructure in the country, either directly or through joint venture partnerships. He added that the corporation was at the center of delivering gas to the domestic market, saying that the inauguration of the network code was an opportunity to widen the utilization and delivery of gas, which will enable the NNPC to deliver on the federal government's aspiration to use gas as the key driver of economic development and as a major source of revenue for the country.
We are very, very happy in the NNPC, and we have given our consistent support to this process and to ensure that to the full delivery of this process to the end, show the Director DPR that we are there to support him and to work with him to deliver him.
In his remarks, the Director of DPR, Engineer Serki Awalu, noted that the department had activated the network code platform and would continue to work with all industry players for the success of the NGTNC.
We put the code in such a way that every Nigerian, every corporate Nigerian or individual have access to this code and have access to gas if he so wish.
The Network Code Electronic Licensing and Administrative System (NCELAS) portal was unveiled at the ceremony, which also saw the signing of framework agreements between the NGC, Gas Hub, and Dangote Fertilizer Limited. The code empowered the Nigeria Gas Company to serve as the transporter, while the Gas Hub and Dangote Fertilizer Limited would serve as the shippers, with the Gas Aggregation Company of Nigeria Limited (GACN) serving as agent. The federal government's unrelenting determination to add value to the Nigerian economy through the abundant gas resources that the nation is endowed with culminated in the successful flagging off by His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari on 30th June 2020 of the construction phase of the Ajaokuta-Kaduna-Kano AKK gas pipeline project. The project, which was described as a game changer by the President, is a section of the Trans-Nigeria Gas Pipeline, TNGP, with the capacity to transport about 2.2 billion cubic feet of gas per day. The AKK is expected to be fed from the Escravos Lagos pipeline system with a capacity of over 1.5 billion standard cubic feet of gas per day. A phase 2 of the Escravos Lagos pipeline system 2, ELPS2, and Oben Obiafu Obricom OB3 gas pipeline project are in the works to double the capacity to over 3.5 billion standard cubic feet of gas per day. The ELPS2 and OB3 projects have reached 96.34% completion. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources observed that the AKK project will also facilitate the development of 1,350 megawatts independent power plant (IPPs) in Abuja, 900 megawatts plant in Kaduna, and 1,350 megawatts plant in Kano. It will also stir the development of gas-based industries along its corridor and beyond.
So this now is a development corridor, a development backbone. We expect that along that corridor, all kinds of investments will now commence. We're expecting fertilizer projects, gas-based industries, like petrochemicals, power plants, and so on. Actually, on the back of this project, there is already going to be power plants to be built in Abuja and in Kano.
Governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, and Governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, described the AKK project as a project that, upon completion, would boost the nation's industrial growth.
We are very, very, very appreciative of the GMD NNPC, who worked very hard under the able leadership of the Honorable Minister of State Petroleum Resources, my brother, His Excellency Timipre Silva, for making this a reality.
We will equally appreciate the GMD for driving the process and ensuring that this project kick off at this moment.
The two construction companies handling the AKK gas project, Oil Serve Nigeria Limited and Brentex Petroleum Limited, applauded the federal government for the contract awarded to them and assured that they would deliver quality work for the country.
This project is funded using facilities and loan that is obtained for this project. This project is a project that is commercially viable. It's a project that the loan can be taken care of by the commercial nature of the project.
At the end of the day, we shall arrive at the 316 kilometers of 40-inch gas pipeline connecting the project at Sarkin Power in Niger State and delivering gas in Kano.
The virtual rollout of the National Gas Expansion Program by President Muhammadu Buhari in Abuja was another milestone recorded in 2020 to further consolidate the gains to be harvested from the abundant gas in the country. The auto gas scheme is designed as a viable alternative to petrol in the wake of the deregulation of the downstream sector by the federal government.
The rollout of the Natural Gas Expansion Program, Auto Gas Initiative, is coming at the right time, especially in light of global crude oil market fluctuations, coupled with the full deregulation of the local PMS market.
Providing details of the National Gas Expansion Program, Chief Silva explained that the idea was to deliver sustainable energy by improving gas availability and accessibility, boosting gas-based industrialization, and promoting economic diversification.